All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Greek Chart Analysis. It is Tuesday, September 25th, 2018. Not a lot of movement happened last night. Everything's still a lot of consolidation. The pair that I caught was GU. It stopped hunted down first, came down towards that trend line through the divergence through hella wicks here, and we bought right down here right before it shot up. So I know some people were catching that. Not a lot of other movement though. A lot of the like AU consolidated, EU consolidated. I mean, it shot up. Could have taken that trade if you were there. Let's see down here, but if it wants to do that wick, but like that, there wasn't like a clear cut pattern. Another pair I traded last second and just caught like 10 pips or something was CAD. I took a sell right here, brought it back to that AO and caught the pips. Nothing crazy. But other than that, not a lot of movement. GJ rose up, EA rose up, and then just take now actually there must have been NZD news. Let's see, GA, same thing. The G Chief just continued. So let's go over EU. I don't know if there's any news. Let me see real quick. I want to make sure there's like no news. I can't see it on this chart. I think if there's anything, it'll be on New York session. Oh, that's the 25th. Okay, so at 12 p.m. 25th, 26th. Yeah, so the 26th at 8:30 a.m. is crude oil, and then at 12 p.m. my time. So that's I'm Mountain Standard. So that's 2 o'clock Eastern. There's FOMC news, huge red folders. 12:30 red folder. All right, this is another reason why price is probably in some consolidation, because they're trapping traders so that they can make the move during this conference. FOMC is always insane. So once it gets that time, guys, trade during London and New York session. If you want to trade this news, that's up to you. It will be very volatile, so you're either going to make a lot of money or you're either going to blow your account or you're going to catch some pips and get out because you're smart. So just watch that news. EU, let's see. So it's consolidating on this Mayo. It's still not divergent. It's in between the volatility bands going upwards. I see this thing possibly continuing the push up, believe it or not. This monthly starting to curve up a little bit, like a pullback. I believe that this thing is going to continue, guys. I don't even think it's going to pull back. It's above the stationary 50 here on the 4-hour. The volatility bands are tight, but they're not too tight. And normally when this happens, it just continuously makes its rise. So essentially, this is like a squeeze without it being overbought. It's just above the stationary going up between the overbought and the stationary 50, just constantly just moving around. So here's the visual where it would just be like something like that. So what I'm thinking is that during this news, it'll consolidate. This is the week, and it will shoot up during the news. Because right now, I don't see anything telling me it's going to be a sell, and I don't like it being a sell. So we're going to be continuing with this uptrend. So continue with the uptrend for buys. GU stop hunted low, shot up, took out this high. It's in the zone of what could potentially be a drop, but let's keep looking. So the weekly, that's the monthly. Monthly looks like it's done a railroad. The month ends in the next 6 days. The weekly shooting up towards that water again. I think we might see it shoot up. It's in between the EMAs here in the daily, the Mayo, and the water, hence a lot of crazy movement. this thing could be getting ready to sell. All right, as much as it, and it's between EMA. So sometimes these pairs will not always correlate with one another, and that normally happens when it does get inside of a fringe, when it does the EMAs get really tight. So this thing shot up for a stop hunt. This thing could shoot down right about now. If you guys, not right now, but tonight, if you're looking at this, look at the RSI. The RSI made that low up below the stationary 50, and it looks like it could curve back downwards in a sense, but it's still a little early. Anything could happen. The 1 hour never took out that peak. Oop. Here's this peak, new low, pull back, lower high. This thing is still valid for a drop, and if it does drop, oop, come on. If it does drop, we'll be looking for it to at least come down to here, right? So it's going to come back down towards that trend line, either come back up or break it, pull back, continue. All right. I'm going to be paying attention to this pair tonight because I like the way it looks. But there are occasions, like I want to say it could drop because the only reason I want to say it could drop right now is because of the way it looks like this. How it hit the blueberry, made that low, pulled back, and it could possibly drop here on the 4 hour. But this thing could actually do something like this too. And I just want to throw it out there so that you guys see it. It could shoot down towards that water during London session, and the New York session shoot up. If it shoots up, the only thing that I could see that could possibly push it down would be the news. All right, and that goes for EU too. We're gonna have to really see what the news is about, and if the dollar is gonna be taking a hit or if it's gonna be increasing strength. So you'll be able to find that out on different news sites, Forex Factory. You can do that from Street, whichever one. See how everything is coming up together, but understand that this pair still, I believe, could actually shoot up at the same time. It looks good for a sell, but the patterns right now that I'm seeing are showing this. Like, it just continues. So keep that in mind. Be weary about this. It's just a lot of the news. It's just in a shitty area, in essence, when it comes to the trend. So it's just like it can go up and down. Like, you'll be trapping traders between this shit. AU. Oh, there you go. AU shooting up. And this pair is going, damn, this pair is moving. Weekly going to the catch up. Daily hit the water. It's going to retest. 4 hours shooting up now. It could just go up to retest this high. We'll see. I don't want to get too presumptuous here and just assume it's going to be continuing up and then hit a low or hit a new high and then just drop. So for right now, it's shooting up. There is no news though. So whenever this is happening, this is the move, giving you good anticipation for what's coming for GU and EU. Through that W against the blueberry. What is this? Be looking for this to continue up for now. I want to say have it come up to this recent high. Another zone that this thing could hit would be here.
Does that look like I have your shoulders a bit? Like coming up for that right shoulder?
It could, but it's not like in the right spot. I don't like it. It's a new high in the 4 hour. It doesn't. It just looks like it's going to continue. The daily looks like it's going to continue up. Like, everything is saying this thing is going to continue up. So I think it's going to continue up to this recent high, at least. So that's a good spot for people to start. If you guys want to trade that, you can take that up to that high. I missed this one, so I'm not really gonna be touching it. I'll be watching EU and GU for sure. Gold. Let's see. Gold's still consolidating. I told you guys to not touch this pair, and for good reason. There's no movement. So, guess what? We're still not touching it. Still in the middle. There ain't shit here. Nothing's happening. So why trade something that there's nothing happening on? So don't trade it. Come on, go away. You chief. Pulled back yesterday, came up. Weekly. This thing could be getting ready to shoot up for the next week or two if it closes the right way. Interesting. Daily is hitting the catch up. I wonder if this could come back down actually. Only thing is it's above the water. It was above the water there too, and it still dropped. If all these other pairs I believe are going to rise, this will make this pair continue to drop. These pairs are just stuck. I hate when they're like in between the EMAs like this because it's like very indecisive. There really is no divergence for us to go up, so this thing could actually drop. To be completely honest, look what it did here. It actually kind of looks similar right here. How it came above it, dipped down, came up, and then just tanked still. Well, this is literally the same thing we're seeing right here. Actually, it's like pretty fucking identical. Come up and then drop. That would be crazy if that happened. So I'll be paying attention to this pair. I mean, because if everything I just said for the other pairs is right, then this thing is definitely taking a tank. It's gonna tank all the way back down to that low. We're just gonna have to see what happens. I mean, could stop on high a little bit, but I don't know. My gut's telling me this thing's gonna be dropping. Been doing it here. The only thing that's making me weary is that it's diverging from the daily, but that doesn't always necessarily mean shit. This thing could just be getting ready to do some sort of consolidation where it squeezes on the daily and it's just taking its time to get there. If this thing shoots up though, it's going up towards that 144 and this Mayo. So it's gonna be a good push. So you'll be looking for this to. I want to say it's gonna be dropping. That's what I'm gonna be looking for. Have the RSI take out of the volatility band and the stationary 50. That'd be beautiful. UCAD. This pair, I believe, is going to drop as well. Monthly, it has room to drop. And it's hitting that blueberry. I think it's going to have some time to come down and retest that water once again in the monthly. Weekly, hit that trend line up to the top. Then hit this trend line down here. It's still got room to drop, I believe. Daily, no sign of it slowing down. Hold on. There's no divergence. It's not oversold or overbought. It's in the middle. So what we're going to do is, in my opinion, I think because it also retested this low, but I think this thing's going to continue down. I think because the EMAs are crossing, notice how in this entire process, the water never crossed below the blueberry. Now it did. They're all starting to cross now, and I believe that we'll be seeing some sort of move back down towards the trend. It came back to the water on the 4 hour. Came perfectly back. This thing could still drop, and I do believe it will. I think this thing will drop. So I'm sticking to my word until I see anything like otherwise. But if this thing drops, it's coming down to that recent low. All right, it will drop break that water and come straight down. And it's a USD CAD pair, so just be careful. It's very volatile. It's divergent. It shit up here, came up, hit the blueberry, came up here, hitting the recent resistance on this side. It is taking. So I'm looking for this thing to drop. UJ, told you guys, same shit. Look, it's still in it. So hopefully nobody sold UJ yesterday and continue with the trend because that's what it's doing. And on top of that, the volatility is getting even smaller. So this thing is definitely saving up for some news, and it's either going to break the high and go up to, if I can grab this one, this high, or it's going to pull back and go all the way back down. Weekly is out of the volatility band. Nothing too crazy though. It could still wick back down. Hasn't hit that high. 4 hour. Daily get close to overbought zone. It's not there yet though. Still squeezing. I think we're going to see something happen in retrospect to it dropping. Actually, no. It broke this trend line here. I think this thing's going to continue up. It's in a weird position. So this is what we're going to have to do is continue with the uptrend, stop hunt low, doesn't take out the way or that 144, rise. Continue with the trend. The only other thing that's going to happen is news hits during 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock Eastern. Tanks. Then you tanks. Guess what? You know it's pulling back. You're going to sell it again for Thursday. So like, it's not even a bad thing if you miss this news because some of this is going to actually get it out of the consolidation. So at least you know the direction of where it's going to be going. So it's all going to be a patience game. Let's go to GJ. This one continued up last night. I didn't grab it, but I was looking at it, hit that water, and was just seeing how everything was setting up. And I was like, this thing is continuing up. So this thing continued up, didn't take out that high. I think it's actually going to shoot up towards that daily blueberry, to be completely honest. It made a new high. So I think this thing will continue up, just like I said with UJ, and we're going to see it hit new highs and hit that blueberry. Now the TDI here is showing this for a drop, but it doesn't necessarily have to happen. This thing could easily just come and be ugly because this trend is just continuing. Let me see if I can actually draw the trend line. What the? It's a valid trend line. 1 hour. It's overbought, taking a dip. So, short term, drop, possible rise. That's it. Short term, drop, rise. Stop, hunt, low, rise. Go to EA. Damn. What happened to AU? Damn. Fucking missed that. Well, this pair's dropping, and you can at least have it go down towards that recent low, towards that Mayo. Ooh, through that evening star. So everything that was going up was a stop hunt, just like we predicted. Be looking for this thing to be a sell, guys. That's it. I believe it's going to go down towards that 144 and that Mayo. So it's still got plenty of room. If you want to catch a pullback, I mean, this thing did just hit that blueberry. So I wouldn't necessarily sell it yet. If it keeps dropping, that's, I mean, cool. But if it consolidates, you may want to catch a pullback and then just have it drop again because this thing is going to be taking a hit. Let me see if I can actually find it. Come on. Maybe I clean this up. Let's do this. support. Yeah, be looking for this thing to keep dropping, guys. That's going to be the same thing with GA. That came up, but it's still got room to drop as well. Having this thing coming right back down towards that Mayo. No divergence on it whatsoever, so everything's pointing down. GA, yeah, this thing's continuing down, guys. Continue for the sells. And then G Chief. So I'm starting to be very annoyed with G Chief, even though it broke this high, broke the low, and shooting back up, hitting that Mayo again. It's like an inverted head and shoulders here. So this thing could actually break that water and continue up. So if we're going to do that, best decision would be this. Would be a pullback and then a rise. I'm going to think pullback, rise because of that inverted head and shoulders that we just saw on the daily. Left, head, right, shot up. So we'll be looking for this to continue up. Just look for the pullback down, wait for it to break these EMAs, and then come up and we'll take the buy. So does anybody have any questions on that? What we're looking at, what we're doing, see how everything plays out. There's going to be some news. So if nothing happens during London session, New York session, you know it's because they're saving up for news. That's it. So, all right, guys. Well, that being said, I will let you guys get to it. Post this up on YouTube, put it in the recording, and we'll see you guys in the chat. Let's make some money. Continue to make money this week. And cash some checks and snap some necks, you know. I don't know. Something happened to it. I got on, there was no news, and it must have just tanked. It must be technical analysis in a sense. We'll see how it goes. I'm paying attention to EA and GA right now. Look for some pullbacks, and we'll grab them. All right, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.